Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do hot stone massage. Just make sure the crock pot is on and the stones are inside and everything is ready for you to massage. So we start with the regular way by compressing just the way we do regular massage. Couple compressions on the back, and once you're done with the compressions, same way with the draping, which is very important. Tuck in, make sure client feels nice and secure and comfortable, and you do a couple strokes with effleurage. So if it's Swedish massage and client prefers lighter pressure, so make sure you just do light pressure and you don't have to focus too much on the trigger points. But if the client asks for the deep tissue and complain about some areas, so I would work on those problem areas. So let's say if it's a tightness in the muscles and the shoulders, I would just work on those muscles without stones first, just to go over, just to warm up the muscles in those side areas and all over the back. And once you actually, with the hot stone, I would add extra oil just to make sure stones glide smooth enough. So I would put some oil on the arms as well, and then make sure the oil is on the shoulders and neck area as well. So again, once you're done working on the trigger points, you start using the stones. So you would wipe your hands, grab the stones. If they're too hot, place them in cold water for a second. Put them on the towel. Cold water. Towel. Dry them. If they're still too hot, again, make sure you put them on the wrist if you're not sure if the temperature is comfortable enough. But if they're too hot, I would place them somewhere on the sacrum and massage a couple more minutes, and then by that time the stones should be in the comfortable temperature, so that way you can start massaging. And you can start with shoulders, go up and down the back, the sacrum, shoulders up to the neck, and you can use the edges. So the edges of the stones are actually great tools for you to work on the trigger points. So I will just go sideways like this, and of course don't forget to use your body weight, and go sideways and work really well on rhomboids and trapezius muscles, going up the neck muscles. And if there are some trigger points, definitely I would work on them. Just place, if it's comfortable enough temperature, place one, or you can place one here, the stone, and use just one with both hands and work on the trigger points. And then you can switch sides, work on the trigger points on the other sides, and then when you feel like that one side is not hot enough, you can just switch the sides and continue massaging, and just continue working and doing a couple of strokes like petrissage, not just trigger points, because it is very relaxing for them. But again, don't forget about trigger points. Okay. And then once you feel like the stones are already not hot enough, you can just put them back in the crock pot. I would remember where you put them, so If the water is already hot enough, it takes them like 5 to 7 minutes to warm up. So you can use them again afterwards. And then once you're done with stones, I would just do effleurage again and cover the area. Okay, and then we can move just the way we do with the regular massage. Move to the hips. If there is any tightness, you would work on the hips with your elbows or with your fingers, and then do the compression on the back of their legs. So start with one leg. Same way. I'm draping. Very important. Make sure they are not exposed. Okay, and just the same way, use oil, do a couple effleurage, petrissage strokes if there are any trigger points. Work on the trigger points with your arms, with your forearms. And palms, and then you can grab. I would dry the hands first, so the tongues would not slip. And then just grab the stones. And then, mine are not too hot, so I don't need to put them in the cold water. So they're actually perfect temperature. Okay, and again, make sure there's enough oil for good gliding. And again, the temperature is great. So that's how you start. Just the same way, effleurage, petrissage. You make sure the stones don't touch each other too much, so you don't make extra noise. And same way, you can work on the trigger points, and you can place one on the sacrum and use one as a tool and work on the trigger points. So on their Achilles tendon, some gastric muscles right here. Usually they have trigger points here, on the sides, or in the middle right here. Okay. And then one you can use here, and one in the back on their calves, and one on their feet. That feels really good. And then switch sides, because I feel like they're already not hot enough. Okay. Again, if it's a relaxing massage, then you don't need to work too much on the trigger points. But if they're concerned about certain areas, then I would definitely use the stones to work on those trigger points where they mentioned. And feet, so I will place them back, right to the front. And one I would keep still, and I would cover just their leg and keep open their foot, and I would use the stone, or I would, if it's not hot enough, I would grab another hot one and I would just use it as a tool to work on their feet. And again, don't forget to use your body weight, so you can grab with both hands and just work it like that on their heels. Once they're facing back, when they're facing back, it's actually much more comfortable to work on the trigger points on their feet, because you kind of have more leverage and the foot is more open to you. Okay, and then in the ball of their foot, their toes. That's alright, and that's how you do, and then you place them back. The ones you use, the stones that you use on their feet, I wouldn't probably use them again, or I would use them again just on their feet when they turn back, but then I wouldn't use those stones on the neck area, just for the hygiene purposes. Or you wouldn't actually use them. You probably don't need to put them back in the crock pot. Now I'm just thinking, placing them in the same water after you work on their feet probably wouldn't be a great idea. So I wouldn't put them back. So I would just put them on the side and don't use them again. And okay, so that's how you do their legs. So the same thing with another leg, and then time for them to turn over. You just ask them to turn over. I don't have the cover. I can use this cover. I can also do these ones. That's good. So make sure you cover their eyes right away, because the lamp or the whatever light you might have might be a little bit uncomfortable. And same way, just you do regular massage, just like your way you do it. Fix the bolster, remove the face cradle. Okay, and then you can start working on the front of their legs. Same way, compressions. Okay. Make sure the client is comfortable. And then you just do the same way, effleurage, petrissage. If there are any trigger points, we'll work on them. Mostly they are on the quads, around the knee area. So warm up the muscles with a little bit extra oil. And then you can actually wipe your hands with the sheet as well, instead of the towel. And then grab the stones, same way. Try to do everything very smooth and quick, so the client doesn't feel like slow. I actually added a little bit of oil on my palms, and with a little bit just like that on stones, just to make sure it has enough oil and it doesn't have any like tracking, so it's like gliding smooth right away. And same way, make sure you go around the malleolus bones, and then be careful with the tibia, and then go around. Again, don't forget to use your body weight around the muscles, around the knee. And then feels really good when you go on their thighs. And again, if there are some trigger points and you need to use both of your hands, so I would just place one somewhere here, and I would work on the trigger points with one stone. Just grab one stone with both hands and work on the trigger points. So usually it's on the vastus lateralis muscles in this area, and the IT band area. So if there's any trigger point, I would just use the edge and work on it. And once I'm done, continue, switch sides. I'm doing it faster, but try to do it slower so it's more relaxing. Okay, one more time, work under your feet. And once you're done, cover, wipe off some oil from their legs. And the one that you worked on the feet, you can put on the side. Okay. Just like that, and that's how you work on their legs and feet. Then you can move to their arms. Okay. Same way, compressions. Undraping. Same way, effleurage, petrissage. Okay, work on their biceps. So just warm up the muscles, triceps, extensors, flexors, hands, and then grab the stones. Just put a bit extra oil on the stones and start massaging, starting from the hand. Just make sure you don't work too much, don't work over their bones, just on their muscles. Just grab around their shoulders, especially in this area. Feels really good. And then once you're done, just place them here. Do a nice effleurage. I'm just showing you a short version, but you definitely would need to do it longer. And work on their fingers, hands, just the regular way you do regular massage. And again, if there's a certain area where that is bothering them, you can use the stone to massage with, to work on the trigger points. And then wipe off, and that's how you do their hands. And then time for, and then you put these back. Alright. So now it's time for their neck area. Neck and shoulders. So the same way, you will have a chair. I don't have a chair right now, but you'll be sitting on the chair. Do a little effleurage, warm up the muscles. And then grab the stones. I have just big ones left, but for the actually just one small one left. You would need to use kind of this size stones, not as big as this ones, but today I'm just going to use these. Okay. Wipe them dry. Some oil. Make sure the oil is on the stones, and then carefully try not to touch each other, and of course make sure the stones are not too hot, because this area, the skin in this area is more sensitive. It's thinner than on the other areas. Okay, and then make sure you work enough on the shoulders. And actually go over to the back. And go like that. And then place one on the side and use just one to work on their neck, on the trigger points. Again, you can use the edge of the stone to work on the trigger points. Make sure you're gentle but firm enough. Okay. And then do the effleurage before you switch the side. And grab another one. Same way. Work on the trigger points. And then do effleurage. And then do effleurage with your hand. Sometimes there's some trigger points you can't really work with the stones. Some of the trigger points need like special angles, so you could just use your knuckles. For example, suboccipital, it might be a little bit uncomfortable to use it, but actually it's pretty comfortable as I'm using right now. It's pretty comfortable, but sometimes you can't really tell where the trigger points are by using just stones. So that's why it's good to feel with your own knuckles. And then do effleurage again with the stones. And then cover. And then there is time for scalp massage. And scalp massage, you just do the regular way. And then you finish. Just like that. And finish the way you usually finish the regular massage. And that's how you do how